It's the NLP Sales Masterclass. I'm joined by Darish Sudi. We're going to talk now about the elevator pitch. What is the best way to get your message across to somebody in the shortest amount of time without getting dragged into a direction that they're going to glaze over and lose interest?
Okay, the elevator pitch is the terminology used. So it's not literally an elevator pitch, but it's good to imagine that if you start on the 30th floor and you got to get to the ground floor and you got those seconds to build rapport with somebody, what do you say? Excuse me. If, for instance, I'm an accountant and someone says, what do you do? Then I say, by the way, I love accountants. Okay? If you say, what do you do? I say, I'm an accountant and I do audits. What are you thinking? Oh no. He's going to tell me all about the stuff that he does about accountancy. And guess what? There are accountants everywhere. The 10 to a dozen, there are accountants everywhere. You ask me what I do, I'm into IT. Most people don't know anything about IT. And they start talking about LANs and cables and this and that. You're bored. Okay? So what if I said to you, for instance, I speed up your networking or your communication within your organization. Oh, tell me, that's interesting. So it's kind of vague, it's interesting, but you don't know specifically what I do. So you say, well, that's interesting, what do you do? I'm actually into IT consultancy. The best thing to do is come and see you. What I do is I actually tell people, I think you mentioned earlier, that I fix people's headaches. So I'm an aspirin salesman. Okay, well, that's interesting, what do you do? Well, tell me about your headaches, but maybe this is not the time. May I have your card, we'll sort details, I'll come and see you. I had a friend of mine who taught people how to do elevator pitches using props, okay? And at one stage, he actually got his clients to, it was his security. He said, when you go and see somebody, wear a balaclava. We're in a networking event, wear a balaclava. It's very extreme, but he said, you know, people look at you and say, what's that? He goes, oh, I was hoping you asked me what that was, because using my services, you recognize 95% of the thieves. You go, oh wow, what do you do? And they remember the prop, they remember that. Oh, I had somebody who was in IT services, and we taught this guy to actually take a stuffed turtle and put it on the desk of a prospect. And the prospects aren't often IT literate, they're decision makers. So they said, oh, what's that? He says, I was hoping you're going to ask me what that was. This could be your existing IT services. If you use mine, and they get rid of the turtle and put a rabbit on the table, we speed up your IT services. And they go, ah, I get it. I see what you do. And then there's rapport building. So
being corny doesn't make any difference. It's about just creating that instant.
It's fun.
Wow.
Guess what? If I fix your computers, okay, but every time I come here, we're going to have conversation about LAN systems. Do you think you're going to look forward to me coming here? You're probably going to say, oh, he's going to come and fix my computer. I know he's good, but I'm going to leave the office. But wouldn't it be good if you actually thought, wow, I'm going to have a bit of fun when Dave comes to my office fixing my computers. And he hangs around, you build more rapport. And you ask him if next door neighbours, does he know anyone who will use your services? So it's a great to have fun.
Because often people don't want to steal your job. They just want you to come in and do your job with them. They don't want to steal your material or nick your market. They're bringing you in to do what you do best, so they don't have to learn it. So there's no harm in that at all.
It's all about focusing in abundance and not scarcity. Okay, there's 7-point-something billion people on this planet. Let's say you and I are in the same business, in the same room. Even in that room, there's enough business to make us wealthy. Why fight each other? Why be worried about competition? You know what? If you're really interested in what you do, if you're passionate about what you do, it's actually an honor if somebody copies you. The fact is, 6 months down the line, because you're passionate about what you do, you've moved on. You've grown. The people who copied you, they remain stale because they just can't keep copying you all the time. And if they do, and it's happened to me many times, it's an honor. They're actually, you're saying to the market, you're doing something right, that others are copying you. So keep being innovative, keep creating, keep being passionate, keep researching, keep growing. Because once you stop growing, you die.
So we're going to go to the nuts and bolts of an elevator pitch. We're talking in a world of features and benefits. Create an elevator pitch based on the benefits you give somebody, not what you actually do.
And don't sell them the details. Nobody is interested in your details. Okay? Like for instance, I have a client who sells water purifiers. Okay? And when you ask him what you do, he goes, I help people to think out of the bottle. That's interesting. So you kind of kind of gets people to think, what does he do exactly? And when there's a report, you swap cards and you say, I'll come and see you and explain what I did. Next, next, next. Because networking, elevator pitch, isn't about the sales pitch for an hour. It's an elevator pitch. You're there to get their attention, swap cards, commit to contacting each other, and move on. And guess what? You've been unique. Are they going to remember you? Pretty much so. They're always going to remember you. Even if you don't contact each other, if there's no synergy, there's no appointment, you don't get to speak to each other again, you bump into each other in the street a year later, they're going to remember you. The guy who wowed them in the elevator.